Ladies and gentlemen, another year has come and gone, and let me ask you something, not to shame you but to stir you. What did you become last year? Did you grow wiser, stronger, more disciplined? Or did the year pass you by like a car on the highway, while you stood still on the side of the road, watching? You see, time doesn't wait for anyone. The clock keeps ticking, the calendar keeps flipping. And if we're not intentional, life slips through our fingers like sand. Time is the only true currency every day. People trade something valuable for something meaningless. They trade hours for distractions, potential for convenience, years for comfort. But the most expensive thing you'll ever spend isn't money, it's time. You can lose money and make it back. You can lose possessions and buy new ones. But once you've spent a year, a month, a moment, it's gone forever. There's no refund, no reverse, no reset. Time doesn't come with a receipt. You don't get to wake up tomorrow and buy back today. Most people don't treat time like the precious, limited, non-renewable resource it is. They treat it like it's free, like they've got an unlimited supply. But the truth is, we're all living on a clock that's ticking. You may not hear it, but it's there. And every second you waste is a second you never get back. Think of time as a daily bank account. Each morning, you're given 440 minutes. You can spend them however you want, but you can't save them. You can't carry over today's unused minutes into tomorrow. At midnight, the account clears. The only question is, did you invest your time or did you spend it? The difference between the life you're living and the life you could be living is how you choose to spend those 440 minutes. Let's talk numbers. The average adult spends about 5 hours a day on social media. That adds up to 912 hours per year. That's 38 full days. Picture this. Imagine locking yourself in a room for 38 straight days, scrolling through endless posts, videos, and memes. That's what you're doing, just spaced out across a year. Multiply that by 10 years, that's a full year of your life. Gone, and for what? A few likes, a passing laugh, a glimpse into someone else's carefully edited highlight reel. Now imagine if you had used those hours. What if instead of 5 hours of scrolling, you spent 5 hours a day building something, reading, writing, learning a skill, training your body, healing a relationship, building a business? What would your life look like in a year? We often complain about not having time, but we do have time. We just don't use it with intention. Success isn't usually a result of giant leaps. It's the compounded effect of consistent, purposeful time use. That novel you always wanted to write. 1 hour a day for a year, and you've got 365 hours. That's enough to write 3 books, that body you want. 1 hour a day in the gym, and you've worked out 365 times. That side hustle idea, 1 hour a day, and in a year you've put in more time than most people give to a college course. Time is the great equalizer. Rich or poor, old or young, everyone gets the same 24 hours. What separates the fulfilled from the frustrated isn't how much time they have, but what they do with it. Steve Jobs once said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." That hits hard because it's real. One day you'll look back, and the question won't be how much money you made or how many followers you had. The question will be, what did I do with my time? What did I become with the hours I was given? If you knew you had 1 year left to live, how would you spend your time? Who would you call? What project would you start? What fear would you finally face? What dream would you finally chase? Now here's the thing. None of us knows how much time we have left. But we act like we've got forever. That illusion is dangerous. It makes you postpone your goals, delay your growth, wait for permission, wait for motivation, wait until the right time, which for most people never comes. There are people out there right now with less talent than you, fewer resources than you, doing more with their lives. Because they understand the value of time, they don't wait for inspiration. They don't wait for the calendar to flip. They decide, they move, they use every hour like it matters, because it does. Wasting time is the easiest thing in the world, but regret is the heaviest burden you'll ever carry. Not because of what you did, but because of what you never did. You don't have to do everything, but you have to do something. You don't have to build Rome in a day, but you have to lay the first brick today. The future isn't written, but the pen is in your hands. And that pen runs on time. Use it wisely. Aging happens automatically. Growth does not. Time can pass and you can stay exactly the same. You can live the same year 10 times and call it a decade, but don't confuse motion with progress. Don't mistake existing for evolving. The truth is, nothing improves by accident. Not your finances, not your health, not your mindset, not your relationships. If you want progress, you must pursue it. You must choose to grow. Think of your life like a garden. If you plant nothing, weeds will still show up. The soil doesn't stay clean just because you ignore it. And your mind, your habits, your character, same story. If you don't plant something intentional, if you don't feed it negativity, laziness, distraction, fear, they'll take root all by themselves. Every strong, wise, disciplined person you admire, they didn't get there by waiting. They got there by working. And most of the work was invisible. Done early, done late, done when nobody clapped or noticed. Growth is quiet, but its results are loud. People will often say, "I'll get serious when life calms down." Or once I have more time, I'll start reading, improving, building. But life never calms down, and time doesn't magically appear. Growth demands effort now, before the perfect conditions arrive. Jason, a guy I met in a small business group, once told me he had a dream of launching his own digital marketing agency. He was talented, creative, and sharp. Every year he talked about it. Every year he said, "I just need to sort a few things out first." 5 years later, nothing had changed, except that now he had more excuses and less belief in himself. He didn't lack potential, he lacked action. He was waiting for motivation instead of choosing discipline. Waiting for certainty instead of starting with faith. And the longer he waited, the heavier his self-doubt became. Growth doesn't happen when you feel ready. It happens because you decide to be ready. Even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's awkward, even when it's scary. A baby learning to walk falls hundreds of times, but never once thinks, "Maybe this just isn't for me." That's what growth looks like, tumbling forward. Trying again, learning, adapting, the willingness to look foolish today so you can walk with power tomorrow. No mentor, no book, no program will change your life unless you change. Knowledge isn't power until you apply it. You can collect all the quotes, read all the blogs, save all the Instagram carousels, and stay stuck. Growth only happens through doing. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret every day, you face a choice. One form of pain is temporary and strengthens you, the other lingers and haunts you. You can face the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. There is no third option. Discipline is showing up to the gym when you're tired. Saying no to distractions when your phone is begging for attention. Studying after work when your friends are out. It's uncomfortable, yes, but it's controlled. It's pain with a purpose. It's the price of a better future. Regret, that pain is different. It's quiet at first, easy to ignore. It shows up when it's too late, when the opportunity has passed, when the job's been given to someone else, when the person you loved moved on. When your own potential looks you in the face and asks, "Why didn't you try?" Discipline asks for an hour of your time. Regret demands your peace of mind. Imagine waking up in 5 years and realizing you're no closer to your dream because comfort was always more convenient. Imagine looking at someone else doing exactly what you could have done, if only you had started. One man I coached years ago told me he once had the chance to partner on a real estate deal. He passed because he was scared. Said he didn't feel ready. That deal, it became a multi-million-dollar property portfolio. The partners kept growing. He kept watching. To this day, he still says, "I wish I just had the courage to try." Regret doesn't just live in your past, it steals from your future. It erodes your confidence. It whispers you missed your shot. But here's what makes it worse. It was all preventable, all of it. Discipline may feel hard in the moment, but it builds you. Every hard choice you make is like a brick in the foundation of the person you're becoming. The body you want, the business you dream of, the peace you crave, it's built brick by brick. You don't need to overhaul your life in a day. You just need to do what needs to be done today, one workout. One focused hour, one honest conversation, one small win, And the more you choose discipline, the easier it gets. Momentum builds, confidence grows, results begin to appear. Suddenly, what used to feel hard becomes your new standard. But if you wait, if you delay, rationalize, promise yourself you'll start Monday, regret begins to collect interest. One day you wake up, and the cost of not acting is far greater than the pain of acting ever would have been. You were not made to live on autopilot. You were not meant to wake up dreading your days. You are capable of so much more, but capability means nothing without commitment. If you don't want to feel the pain of regret later, feel the pain of discipline now. Decide what you want, then pay the price. You can't chase what you haven't defined. Clarity is the starting point of every powerful life. Without it, you drift. With it, you aim. When you know what you want, decisions get easier, priorities get sharper, and distractions lose their power. Most people never sit down and ask, what do I actually want? They inherit goals from other people, parents, society, friends. They pursue things because it's popular, profitable, or safe, and not because it speaks to their soul. You can't build a meaningful life with someone else's blueprint. Ask yourself, if there were no judgment, no fear, and no limitations, what would you go after? Would you write the book, start the business? Get fit, get free, get bold? Would you leave that dead end job and start fresh? The moment you decide what you truly want, you reclaim your life. That decision isn't a fantasy, it's a contract with your future self. But every dream comes with a price tag, and the bigger the dream, the higher the price. You don't get to build a strong body without soreness. You don't get to master a craft without putting in the hours. You don't get to live a bold life without some risk. People want the reward but skip the responsibility. They want the result without the repetition. It doesn't work that way. You have to pay in focus, in effort, in time. You'll pay in early mornings, missed parties, tight budgets, and tired nights. But the price of purpose is always worth it. What's painful now becomes powerful later. What costs you comfort today delivers you confidence tomorrow. A woman I worked with years ago wanted to become a public speaker. She had the heart but not the voice, or so she believed. Every time she tried to speak, fear swallowed her words, but she made a decision, this is what I want. So she practiced every single day, 10 minutes in front of a mirror, recording herself, speaking to empty chairs. For a year, she showed up, nervous but committed. Today, she speaks to hundreds on stages around the world. What changed? Not her fear, her decision did. What separates the people who make it from the ones who don't is not talent. It's the willingness to pay. Everyone wants transformation. Few are willing to trade for it. Look at the people you admire. Every one of them had to give something up. Comfort, safety, approval. They didn't just want it. They paid for it, and they're still paying. Success is rented, and rent is due every day. When you decide what you want and you accept the cost, no one can stop you. But until then, the world will keep pulling you in every direction. You'll say yes when you mean no. You'll procrastinate. You'll live stuck between desire and doubt. The clarity of your vision determines the strength of your action. Define it, declare it, and then pay the price. Change is possible. At any time, you don't need a new year to change your life. You need a new decision. Change doesn't require a calendar, it requires courage. The idea that you have to wait for Monday, for January, for your birthday, for the right time, that's just fear wearing a disguise. That's how people waste months, then years, waiting to feel ready when all they needed was to move. People love to say it's too late. Too late to start a business, too late to fall in love, too late to go back to school, lose the weight, write the book. But that belief is a trap. It's not too late. It's just uncomfortable. That's not a wall. That's a mirror showing you the cost of waiting. Transformation can begin in a moment, one new thought, one new habit. One honest conversation, one phone call, 1 hour of focused effort. That's how it starts. You don't have to fix everything in your life all at once. You just need to disrupt the pattern. You just need to do one thing differently. Every breakthrough starts with a break. Away from old routines, tired excuses, familiar pain. I knew a man named Chris who weighed over 300 pounds. One day, he bent down to tie his shoes and couldn't breathe. That moment broke him open, not in shame, but in realization. He didn't set a massive goal. He didn't post about it. He just went for a walk the next morning, then the next, then the gym. 2 years later, he's 115 pounds lighter and mentoring others. He didn't wait for motivation, he moved. The hardest part of any change is the beginning. The first step feels like pushing a boulder uphill, but momentum is real. Small efforts compound, and once you move, the resistance loses power. You may be one decision away from a completely different direction. That's not a cliche, that's truth. Change is possible even after decades of the same story. Your past is not a life sentence, it's a lesson. The pages ahead are blank, and your hands are holding the pen. The question is, are you brave enough to write something new? Change doesn't ask if you're worthy. It asks if you're willing to try again. Willing to look foolish, willing to walk alone if you have to, willing to give up who you've been for who you could become. People say, I wish I had changed earlier. But no one says, I wish I had waited longer. You can rewrite your life, starting right now. Not when someone gives you permission, not when the fear disappears. When you decide that staying the same is no longer an option. You don't need more time, you need more intention. You've heard it all before. Someday, one day, maybe next year. But how many times have those days come and gone, and you are still standing in the same spot? The truth is, there is no right time. There is only this time, this day, this decision, this moment. You can let another year pass filled with excuses, distractions, and delayed dreams. Or you can draw the line, right here, and say no more. No more waiting for confidence. You build confidence by doing. No more waiting for motivation. You build momentum through movement. No more waiting for permission. You've already been given the most powerful gift, time. And it's up to you how you spend it. The clock isn't your enemy, it's your reminder. Every second you waste belongs to someone else's dream. Every second you use wisely brings you one step closer to your own. You don't need to be perfect to begin. You need to begin to get better. Start with what you have, where you are, with what you know. Start afraid, start unsure, start anyway, because another year is coming. That's guaranteed. What's not guaranteed is who you'll be when it arrives. That version of you is being shaped right now by the choices you make today. Will you be stronger, more disciplined, more fulfilled? Or will you be filled with regret, whispering again this year, I'll try again? This isn't just another speech. It's your wake-up call, your challenge, your chance, so take it. Take the year back. Take your time back. Take your life back, and when you look back 12 months from now, you won't just see time passed. You'll see a life transformed, a path chosen, a legacy started. Don't waste another year. Make this the one you'll never have to repeat, because you finally made it count.